And I am happy to announce that Kane is the winner of tonight's starring role. Kane sent me an email and asked me about love for the future. And I thought, how can I take a personal question and create a reading out of it? And it occurred to me that it would be wonderful to draw cards for the question, am I ready for a commitment? Am I ready for new love? And so, Kane, thank you for writing your question. As we listen to the readings tonight, be sure to go into your own past when it comes to love. Where was the joy? Where was the sorrow? This set of masks ideally gives you the truth about a committed relationship, because somewhere between orgasmic joy and desperate loneliness, there's a happy medium. And you, in your partnership, you will have more than you can imagine to navigate, especially since when you learn to trust someone, it can be difficult if there's been some things in your past that have been in the way. So tonight, our question is, what do I need to know to prepare myself for the kind of love that will last a lifetime? I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot, and this pick a card reading is for those of you who are really seeking a partner. Where in the world is it? What can you do to improve your chances? So I'm going to take my deck, and for those who are curious, this is one of my favorite decks for uncovering the secrets that are keeping people apart. All right? So I'm going to divide up the deck into 3 equal piles here, equal as I can. Okay, just split them up randomly. I don't have any idea what cards are going into what deck, so you guys can prepare yourself to pick one of these decks. Now, what is it when it comes to love? What is it that could be in your way? So we're going to look at what you're not seeing. That is going to be the theme of tonight's readings. What are you not seeing when it comes to finding a loving connection? So we have the nurture card. Very lovely. And what you're not seeing, success and growth. And, whoopsie, what we're not seeing is the listen card, okay? So, Kane, thank you for asking your question. At the end of the readings tonight, I'm going to be drawing personal cards for Kane and to really see what the universe has to say to him personally. But for all of everyone else, this is just your chance to see, when it comes to achieving your dream come true in love, what are you missing right now? Okay, so I'll pull aside our 2 cards here, and we'll start with pile number 1. Okay. I'm Catherine. Welcome to Fish Out of Water Tarot. I'm kind of on a run with these live pick-a-cards. I'm having so much fun. They're really helping me to stay right in the moment and to allow the cards, allow the stories to present themselves. And so if you can relate to the idea of finding some kind of loving connection that lasts, you will hopefully find the answer you're looking for, okay? So what we have for pile 1, what we're not seeing is that nurturing card, and I have a suspicion what that could be about, but let me just pull our other cards first for you, pile 1. Okay. Oh gosh, I was kind of thinking this way, so I'm grateful that that we have these cards. I'm just going to move this a tiny bit so I have a little bit more room. Okay. So pile number 1, there is something going on in your heart of hearts where there is a past that has kind of frozen you into place. See how the toes are touching one another? It's like there's a part of you that is completely ready. There's nothing that could stop you. I love the look of surrender. I love the idea of the flexibility. There's a part of you that's really ready to jump into the future. But then I look at this little part of you down here, a part of you that's still like wrapped up in a little ball, and that there's been disappointments that have happened in the past. And some of the things that happen, you know what's been on my mind all day today is people that have been ghosted. Okay, so pile number one, I'm just sensing that ghosted energy. And when somebody has disappeared from your life and they never explain themselves. And even though you have been and are a wonderful partner, that you are so generous that people would, your friends and family are surprised you haven't found someone yet, because you have everything that a partner would want. You have the support, the intellect, the humor, and you have the belief in yourself. So what's going on? Why are you not meeting someone? I think the fact that we have these 2 3s here are significant. 3 is what's called a prime number. It can't be divided. So I'm just thinking that pile 1, in your case, there's like you're having an argument with yourself, that there's a part of you that thinks you want to be in a partnership. A part of you really does believe that. But there's another part of you that is stuck in the past. So what you're not seeing is the importance to nurture yourself as a single person. When you are single, it can be hard because all you can think of is what you're missing out on. It's like the fear of missing out, a true FOMO situation. And being single feels like a curse, but it's not a curse. Being single is an important stage between where you are now and your future partner. I've done a lot of writing and researching about partnerships, and I do have a blog that's called Breakup Candy, breakupcandy.com. In fact, this looks like candy. But what it is the theory that there's a little sweetness in every breakup. And when you break up, if you can find that positive piece of it, you were attracted to that person for a reason. And they may have disappointed you badly before it was finished. But the truth is that that person was part of your story. You can't pretend it didn't happen. There's a part of you that needs tender, loving care. The part of you that suffered the brokenness. So pile 1, there's a tool in the description box. It's like a journaling tool. I want to remind myself to get a piece of paper next time. But it's like a journaling exercise, and it kind of teaches you the value of telling the story of your ex and talking about it, but not to a human. To be able to use the material to kind of recreate a story for yourself so that you and you have a meeting. There's a part of you that needs to be nurtured by you, all right? So I highly recommend that you take a peek at the Soulmate Generator. You'll find it in the description box. And just see, are there heartbreaks in the past that are still bothering you? You might want to get a piece of paper and write down the names of your significant exes. If you have had 3 or 4 breakups, write the names of each one of them and just allow yourself to view your heart and see if there's any more heartbreak hanging out, okay? If there is, it's important that you learn what you needed to learn and then be able to move on. Tapping is one of my favorite tools for getting rid of stress around relationships. You guys know I talk about it all the time, and I can give you resources if this is something that you're interested in. I can help you there. But I feel like you're closer than you think to the steps to really attract to yourself a brand new type of partner. And when I look at how this outline of this card is all in black, there is this black and white situation for you. And once you can let that ex go, you're going to experience a lot more positive experiences with all humans. So, one of the keys that I say is to create an affirmation that will bring comfort to you. So, I might say something like this: even though I don't know exactly what to do to get beyond my past, the fact is I'm ready for change. Even though I don't know how to get unstuck from the part of me that's hurting, I'm ready to be guided to a whole brand new start in love. Even though I'm not sure which direction to go, I choose to connect to my inner guidance. Okay? Don't rush into love if you feel that you've got some unfinished business with any exes. Generally speaking, I am a believer in the fact that an ex is an ex for a reason, and that it's often the best idea to move on to someone else. But if you're still connected to them, it's something that only you can unhook yourself, okay? If you are hearing this reading and it's feeling, it makes you feel somewhat insecure, like, well, what are you supposed to do next? Please email me. And the next love advice reading, you could be the star, and I'd end up reading all of these cards for your situation, okay? Tonight we have Kane, who may be listening in even right now. And I know that the energy that Kane is bringing to the reading is going to help a lot of people, because heartbreak is a very common experience. Pile number 2, let's move forward. So pile number 2, what you're not seeing is that you're ready, you're more ready than you think you are. That as you have spent this time as a single, there's a part of you that has been quite determined to find out what's going on and to do the right thing. When I look at the silhouette of the tree here, this is somebody who is taking responsibility. A lot of times in the early relationships of our life, we end up just disappointing others or ourselves because we just didn't know any better. But I love this. This is like straight up, just like the backbone. There's like courage and determination. So what you're not seeing, pile 2, is you're way more ready than you think you are. Okay, so pile 2, one of the things that you might find happening to you this summer is all of a sudden your friends and your family are fixing you up with people. And they're saying, you know what, I just met this person, or would you like to come out with us tonight? We're going dancing. So please do not, do not ignore those invitations, because it's important to follow through. Okay, so let's grab what the cards are for you. Pile number 2. And if I hope I have audio. Last night my audio didn't work, so if you can hear me, would you hit the thumbs up? Make sure I have audio. Thank you so much. So anybody, somebody, to just help me out. Otherwise, it's like you can't read my lips if you can't see my lips. All right, pile 2. Oh my goodness. Just what my gut was telling me. Okay, what my gut is telling me is that pile 2, you are ready. That you've taken responsibility for some of the errors in your past, and you very likely, thank you for hitting that thumbs up. God love you. But pile 2, this purple that's outlining this card, it's so exciting because what it's showing is there's trust in your spiritual self. And you all know I always love to pull over my little figurine here just to remind you that when you're at your best, your higher self has more, you're more accessible to your higher self. And when your higher self is your leader or your guide, you're going to be making more reliable decisions for yourself. If you get out there and you feel anxious or you're nervous, that means that you're relying too much on your personality, and your behaviors might come off as a little bit more immature. So always remind yourself when you're feeling stressed that you have a higher being, and it is this part of yourself, your highest self, that you want to use when you're attracting love, so that you attract something that's sustainable. Okay? So I listen to Abraham Hicks a lot, And one of the things that they say about couples is this: nobody wants to be somebody's everything. And if you guys have been here for readings in the past, you've heard me say that. If you feel like your perfect person is going to satisfy all of your needs socially, all of your needs for fun, and all of your needs for pleasure, you're going to have some difficulties, because you want to marry a person, or if marriage isn't your thing, you want to connect with a person who is straight up. Now, what do I mean by that? There was an illustration that somebody taught me once and said, you know how there's a tightrope walker and they put up the poles and they string the tightrope in between. And when those poles are standing straight up, the line that they walk on is taut. So in a couple, if both parts of the couple are grounded in spirit and grounded in the knowledge that they have successfully grown through their past heartbreak, that's what it means to be straight up. And then the tightrope in between is the relationship. However, if the two people are leaning towards each other as if the other person is source and not the divine, what happens to the line that they're walking on? Well, that's the relationship. So when the supports go sideways, the relationship sags. And that's where you have so much difficulty. So remember, you want to be straight up. What are your deal breakers? Where are your boundaries? And as you get to know yourself, which pile 2 it shows you have been, you will start radiating the kind of energy that someone just like you will come forward. If in the past you've had some confusion about that, where I love this card because these are the same. This is the same energy, right? Because the leader, our guide, our highest self, that when we are in that energy, the right people come at the right time. If we use our smaller self, our more petty self, our personality, the not very strong parts of us, our weaknesses and shadows, we will attract someone who is very wobbly and not able to sustain the relationship. So this is such a call for you, pile 2. And Cain, I believe that it's going to be meaningful for you too, because your dreams are coming true. I felt this energy before I even turned the cards, that for those who are drawn to pile 2, you're holding the world in your hands. And so what to do? I would start to, this is one of my favorite techniques, but it's just worked for me over time, where I use a why question, and I'll say, why is it so easy for me to meet more and more people who reflect what is important to me? Why am I finding myself at the right place at the right time so often? Why is it getting easier and easier for me to trust my inner being to guide me to the perfect partner? Why is it getting so easy for me to say yes to the right invitations? I will tell you of a book that I know, and I know the author of the book. It's called The Soulmate Secret. It's written by Ariel Ford, and it teaches you how to attract a soulmate. And it's like a recipe, because she outlines processes and steps. It's very fun, but it'll give you a way to walk toward partnership with some sort of GPS. Okay, so pile number 2, I hope that was meaningful for you. Remember, as you're watching, if you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email. Cain last week sent an email, and he was wondering where love is and why he can't find it. And I thought, you know what, that's a perfect reading for one of my themed readings. I do have another type of reading that I do, so I'm going to invite you. It's called Chat with Kat, And in those readings, they're live. You can ask me questions and I will draw a card directly for you. And so please do watch, subscribe and watch the feed so you see when I have the interactive readings. But these readings are geared so I can just pull more cards, and I have a specific theme and I have a specific star of the reading. And Kane is the star of the reading tonight. So thank you, Kane, for asking the question, which has brought us all together. Okay? So pile number 3, we have the listen card. So the very first thing that comes to my mind is when it comes to past, I'm smiling as I'm saying this. I feel my mouth smiling. So I just feel that you are a person of humor, that you, if anything, I just love her face. This idea of tuning into people. It's almost like a sixth sense. Pile number 3, you are sensitive to what's going on around you, and you might even freak people out a little bit where they feel slightly uncomfortable because of how did you know that, right? So pile 3, when it comes to trusting, I feel that well, let's draw the cards. Let's see if my story is matching my thoughts. Okay, so there's second card here. Nice. Okay, what do we need to know? Are we ready for commitment? Oops, upside down. Nice. Oh, wow. This is really a nice set of cards for us this evening because we're not pulling any cards with a lot of negativity or toxicity. We're really pulling cards that are supportive of personal growth. And so, Kane, I feel like when you asked me the question and we formulated the reading, I feel that you are under, how can I say it? It's like, oh, you're under appreciating your own value. Okay, Kane? All of the cards so far tonight have been almost as if the person could be more confident because other people see them as more capable maybe than they do themselves. It's a very positive reading for building families and for finding a really good connection. So you may, if you're just joining me now, you may want to go back and watch pile 1 and pile 2 because there is a nice theme of successful coupling here, and I couldn't be more delighted for everyone that's getting to tune in. So I'm wondering, pile 3, I keep getting in my mind where somebody has said to you in the past, I wish that you would listen. I wish that you would listen. So if that's not true for you, that somebody hasn't said that to you, I feel like there's somebody who's being very careful and is maybe a little bit shy about telling you the truth. I think that you come across very confident, and this yellow is a prosperous color, but it's the color of the solar plexus. And so it just sensed that there's a great deal of, this might be Leo energy or Aries or Sagittarius, some kind of strong, fiery energy that almost is oppositional to this tenderness, okay? So the tenderness part of your personality, I would definitely tune into that. I feel like the strength of who you are as a personality and in the couple, you just may be perceived as being a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the word, it's a crazy word, bombastic. I'm not sure even exactly what that means, but I feel, it's like a big personality. Yeah. I'm seeing that as a big personality. And I think that maybe you're busy in your career or something's keeping you away from the idea of having this happily ever after. There's just a sense of separation. But I think it's not as strong as we think. I don't think it necessarily has to separate you from the love that you're wanting. I just feel you need to investigate the softer parts of your personality. All right. So this green is 100% the color of the heart chakra, and this deep purple is the color of the divine chakras at the top of your body. And so the sacred nature of what you're doing. This purple and green, it reminds me of the crystal fluorite. Fluorite is a crystal that's known for making clear things that are foggy. So you may want to look for a piece of fluorite and just carry it in your pocket, because it just seems there needs to be this blending of your intellect. See, it almost looks like a brain to me, but your intellect and your heart. That there's something that will become more balanced as you go forward. So what I would suggest for you, pile 3, is to get a piece of paper and write down what it is you feel are the softest part of your personality, okay? What is the softest part of your personality? And write those down. If you can't come up with any, then ask a friend or ask someone who knows you what they think is your softest side. When I'm vulnerable, what does that mean to you? This is very brave to bring these things up, because softness, approachability, and vulnerability are very important to building a partnership. So as you take the lead and investigate, what is it? How can I be softer in my relationships? What comes up to me here is the idea of perhaps having a broken heart from a past relationship. So I always like to bring my little lizard over here, because the lizard, and you've heard me say this, the people have been here before, that the lizard actually can lose its tail and it will grow back. The spiritual meaning of lizard is regeneration. And so pile 3, you are in the heart of that regeneration. Everything is restoring itself to get you ready for love. So do yourself a favor, go into the soulmate generator that's in the description box. There's also something called, you can get your love profile also, and it will give you a report. And when you read your love profile, you may get some clues here about what needs to be done to bring up, tune up, raise up the energy of your softer self, okay? One last tip. If this is mysterious to you and you're thinking, what are you saying, Catherine? I'm just not sure how to proceed. There's a guy on YouTube, it's Astrology Guy. I really like his channel. So take your sign, let's say that you're a Libra, and you go to look at his site. Look for the site that says the do's and don'ts of dating a Libra. So he has the do's and don'ts of dating a Scorpio. I watched that one, and I love watching the do. Like, if you want your Scorpio to be happy, do this. But if you don't want to piss off a Scorpio, because then this will happen. And the guy is so right on, it just cracks me up, because I was so busted. So his material is very solid. And if whatever your personality is in the astro language, if you look at the shadow side of your sign, I think you're going to get a profound message, because that's how other people see you if it's not working out. When it is working out, they're seeing your positive side. But we really do need to peek into the shadows to get ready for love that lasts. Okay, pile 3? It's good news. It really is. The ball is in your court. You're very smart, and you will figure this out. Okay, so now we're moving on, and I will say that we have some exciting things happening. Green Adventuring Tarot, my buddy Gigi, she and I are going to be doing readings, the Chat with Cat readings, so you guys will be able to talk to both of us. We're going to be here on Friday night, date night, for all the people that aren't dating. And we're going to split the screen. We're going to do single card readings for love. And so mark your calendar. I'd love to have you join us. Secondly, I'm looking always for themes for these readings when I use the full cards. And I would love to include you. If you write me an email, I will do a reading with you as the star, just like I did tonight for Cain. And I would really love to help you in that way. So reach out, okay? All right, Mr. Cain, this is your turn. It's the winner's reading. So let's see what we got for you. All right. As always, if there's a deck that I'm using that you guys would like to have me use when you order a reading, All you have to do is make a note and then ask me, and I'm so happy to fulfill that request. You'll find all the information about how to contact me in the description box. Okay, Mr. Kane, what do we have? What is Kane not seeing? So I'm going to draw a card from the bottom of the deck. And as always, you guys are welcome to follow along with me, peek over my shoulder while I read these cards that I'm drawing for, particularly for Kane. Okay. This is what you're not seeing. You know, each of this has been real true for you. I think, Kane, is that each reading, pile 1, 2, and 3, have all had similar themes, haven't they? Okay. Very nice. And choose your battles. Okay. So, Kane, I know that you did tell me that you have had a significant breakup, and I don't know how old you are, or what your expectations are with a relationship. And again, if we have a private reading, I can always get more information for you, more cards. But in this personal reading tonight, as I draw these cards, I'm very aware of all these people, right? These people. And so what I'm seeing for you is a couple of very important things. I think that you have felt small in the face of what I'm picking up is the energy of your family. That you are, of course, we are a small version of our entire past history. Whether or not I'm an adult or a child, I'm still small here compared to grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, grandmas, and grandpas, and all of the people in our past. We're like standing on their shoulders when we go forward in relationships. And so this little figure, and with his hands on his hips like that, it just shows me that there's a possibility that that you feel that perhaps there was so much success in how they dealt with being in a couple that when you think of yourself trying to match what they did, it just doesn't feel comfortable. Okay. And then over here, this dedicated effort. But these people, again, we've got this larger than life, same as here, that there's a lot of hardcore determination. There's the desire to do things right. It's like your family heritage has been strong, and they have made it because they're strong, working hard. There is no time. Sometimes in families like this, there seems like there's not enough tenderness and not enough love because people just have to be tough to make things keep happening. But can you see, look at how bright that light looks as it comes in here. And here's my candle over here. That's just, again, hot white light. So there's definitely in your past, there is a proven skill at keeping things together, that no matter what happened back in the past with these figures, these could be religious beliefs, is just so strong. And I feel like part of what's holding you back in finding your partner, Kane, is that you're not sure what is here for you. Okay, what does this mean for you? You want to make your own decision. You want to have the courage to pick what you want, but you have a lot of respect for how you grew up. So this whole release card up here, this is what you're not seeing. Now, what does this mean? Do you need to release people and get rid of them? No, no, no. But if thinking about your past makes you feel some cringing inside, when you look at some of the role models and what you were taught growing up, if it makes you feel tight and constricted, I'm making my hand go like this, if you feel tight and restricted by some of how you were raised, you may find it really difficult to open your heart and trust something else. But see this light right here? Same as this, right? It's this beam of God's divine love. Kane, I can feel in you the desire to create a sustainable relationship. I can feel it. And with your one breakup that you had, it did cause you to feel a little discouragement because perhaps the people in your life have been more successful. But it's important to realize that if it wasn't a good fit, it's good that it broke up. Not every relationship is supposed to last forever. And there's so many unhappy people. So being able to forgive and release yourself because that relationship fell apart is very important. So for you especially, Kane, I want you to go into the box, into the description box, find the soulmate generator and use it, because it will help you do this release that you need to do. And whoever these bigger than life figures are, you are, it's okay for you to turn around and walk away from that. You can always carry the respect about whatever this is, but you don't have to stay focused on it for the rest of your life. This shows finish, right? This is working on being finished, but it is safe for you to turn sideways and just start walking your own walk, because you can't repeat what your parents and grandparents and the older ways that you learned. You need to combine them with who you are today and who you are as separate from the people you grew up with, okay? I feel, Kane, that you are absolutely on the right track. I know the other night you took some suggestions down when you were here for the live reading, and so I appreciate the work that you're doing to create the dream that you're looking for. So before I say goodbye to you guys, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm trying out the pick a cards at different times of day, different time zones, to see when it is that's the best for you to have your reading. So please do communicate with me. Send me an email. Let me know where your time zone is. I can pick a time and do it in your time zone. And also, what's the theme? What would you like to know when it comes to love? Do you have a breakup that you're trying to get over? Is there someone that you have a crush on and they don't notice you? What is it? How can I help you? What's the love advice you need? Watch for the chat with Cat calls. Those are different because I can answer your questions right on the spot. And then these particular readings, pick the pile that's most resonant with you and trust those tools in the description box, okay? So I will be back soon, I'm sure. You never know when I might show up. Thank you so much for coming. I love y'all so much, and I look forward to seeing you on a future reading. Take care now. Bye.